afternoon, Northwest. I'm Erin Albers.
And I'm Lexi Bartkowski. It is Friday, May 10th, and we are back for our last Cougar Roundup of the year.
Let's start off with an exciting note and look at our last Cappuccino Day.
I think my favorite part would be just hanging out with the exec all day, because after we spend all day doing Cappuccino Day, we go out to lunch together, and it's just a really cool bonding experience for all of us.
I would say that, and getting to know the families that are impacted, especially this one, Kiara, because it's someone we know. You get to know afterwards a long day. It's going to help someone. So the cookies are all donated by our CCC hours, so everyone can come. They can bring in up to 9 dozen, and they can use it as hours for their grade. And then the cappuccino mix and the hot chocolate we buy ourselves out of our account.
This is going to Kiara Stamati, and she has leukemia, so we are raising money to help pay for her medical bills. So this is kind of cool because it's staying in the Northwest community, and we can see how it's impacting her.
Man, I feel caffeinated after just watching that video.
Me too, but I've also had 3 cups of coffee, so maybe that explains it.
Anyway, let's take a look at the recap of the prairie burn.
We're going to burn the prairie in order to keep it a prairie. If we didn't use fire to burn it, eventually 5-10 years, there would be no more prairie. It'd just be big wooded lot.
So there are a lot of different reasons for burning the prairie, but some of them include preparing the seed beds for new grass to grow.
And we also do it to kind of prevent the spread of some of the woody invaders that we have out there.
So when the woody invaders come in, they're going to shade out the grasses, which basically kills all the grasses out.
You really want the line between the forest and the prairie, and so burning the prairie kind of makes that divide.
So if we can wipe out the woody invaders, that first step, then the grasses will keep getting what they need, which is the sunlight, in order to stay a prairie.
So for a good portion of second semester, we're learning about different types of fires, backfire, ring fire, head fire.
So when we first start a prescribed fire, we start off with a backfire, which is a fire that moves against the wind. Once we get some of that fuel burned up, then we can go around the front and make a head fire. And a head fire goes very, very quickly because it pushes all the heat and the flames ahead, preheat fuel, and it goes really fast.
I think for me, my favorite part was the build up to it, and that we all put so much work and effort into it. I'm really close with the people in my class, so it was fun, with teamwork and working together on it.
Learning and working so hard all semester to take all that stuff that we've been learning for so long. It's really interesting, and we learn a lot.
Wait, isn't today the last day for seniors?
Yeah, it is. And speaking of which, here are the details you'll need to know for graduation.
Hey seniors, this announcement's for you. In order to graduate, you must have all your past school fees paid in full. If you have any questions, contact the bookkeeper. You will not be able to fully check out until you have completed 2 short surveys located on Skyward and the SMNW website. Seniors, you're invited to the free senior breakfast following the last final exam and prior to mandatory graduation practice on Friday, May 10th at 9:10. As we prepare to check in your devices at the end of the year, it's very important that you have your case on your MacBook.
Spring is coming to an end, and everything's coming into bloom. Let's take a deeper look into the greenhouse.
Have you ever wanted to be a part of the plant sale or the prairie burn? Well, then Environmental Ed is a class for you. Environmental Ed is a class at Northwest taught by Miss Robbins and Mr. Pisani. In this class, you learn about different plants and animals. After taking Environmental Ed, you can take Environmental Ed 2, where you can actually be a part in things like the prairie burn. Be sure to sign up for your junior year if you are interested.
Speaking of all things spring, here's Ella Kafour talking about the Drill Team Spring Special.
We've been preparing for Spring Special since the beginning of second semester. We compete in January, and then after that, it's kick it in high gear for Spring Special. We had a lot of snow days in third quarter, so that put us behind a lot. We had to learn dances in really short amounts of time that we wouldn't normally have to deal with, but it all came together in the end. So our 3 officers and our coach get to pick a theme every year, and so this year we chose Spectrum because we thought we could do a lot of different like varieties of dances without like straying from the theme. Last year we had a lot of seniors, and this year we only had 4, but they still brought a lot of like energy and presence to rehearsal that will like miss a lot. My favorite part about Spring Special is probably final roll call. At the very end of the performance, we all sit in a circle on the stage, and they like call our names, and we like take our hat off, and we get to leave the stage like one last time. And on Friday, it's like more of like a funny thing. We're all like looking at each other and making funny faces and laughing. And then Saturday, it gets like really sad because we're all like, you look up and it's like all your friends, and you just like start crying. But it's like a happy cry because like you're like glad to be together. Dance team is a really welcoming and like fun family environment. And it's a lot of hard work, especially like during Spring Special season, but it's all worth it.
Erin, what are you doing over there?
I'm building my robot, duh.
Why don't you leave that to the professionals, the Shawnee Mission Northwest robotics team? Let's take a look at their work.
I've been part of the robotics team for 3 years. Last year, for the first time in school history, we actually competed at Worlds, and then we ended up making it to semifinals in our division. We also won a regional last year, and then we also made it to quarterfinals last year, and then this year we made it to quarterfinals and semifinals, and we also went to Worlds again. Next year the goal is to make it back to Worlds, but not just make it to Worlds, but win our division. So the first 3 days is usually just planning and us throwing out ideas onto the board, so it's just a matter of drawing up. We do a lot of prototyping in here, so someone will come up with an idea, and then someone will come in here, prototype it, and we'll go out to one of the game elements and start playing with it.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, Challenge the Ocho.
Let's go to Jake Ditto as he tries his hand at baseball.
Welcome back to the final installment of Challenge the Ocho. We're here with Wichita State commit Mark Adamiak, and we're gonna be in his little ballpark today. Okay, we're playing baseball. Each of us is gonna get a couple at bats. Each of us is gonna pitch. Let's see who's gonna win.
Jake, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I think his top heater is only 92, right? 92?
95.
95, that's not even that fast. You watch the pros, they're going up to like 120. Okay, that's nothing. Oh my God. Oh! Oh, hey, he got contact. He got a contact.
Mark, how you feeling?
All right.
Good.
That's it. I'm gonna throw it to myself. He's gonna throw it to himself. Okay. Well, that's it for Challenge the Ocho this week. We won easily again. I think we're undefeated this year so far. I don't know how Mark got signed to Wichita State. He's kind of trash. Oh yeah! When's your next game?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Regionals.
Regionals. You guys going to state?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We'll see you next time.
Speaking of baseball, let's take a sneak peek into their postseason, which starts next Tuesday.
last segment, let's talk to Dawson Mesh about his track career.
So my expectations for the rest of the track season are I'm going to try to go to state. So I'm just going to have to do really well at regionals, run about like a 41, 40-ish time for the 300 hurdles and see where it goes from there. I really enjoyed hanging out with everybody this year. Obviously, we didn't have as much success as we did last year, but those guys, a lot of seniors left. But it's still been a lot of fun. I feel like we've done well, and yeah. I think that we're just going to have to run really fast and try to get as many people to qualify for state as possible and see where it goes from there. I know Chandler's he's got high expectations of himself. Everybody kind of has individual goals that they want to see accomplished, so it'd be really cool if everybody could PR.
That's it for our last Cougar Roundup of the year. I'm Erin Albers.
And I'm Lexi Bartkowski. We will see you guys next year.
Bye, seniors.